Hello everyone, thank you for joining. Today I'm going to show you one of the coolest, if not the coolest piece in my collection, and that is a Zelos Skyraider Spitfire. Now, very quick wrist check. I'm wearing my Longines chronometer. I have to do a video on this one another time, but let's jump right into this one. For those of you who don't know, which should be, I would say, a minority if you're here, Zelos is a micro brand from Singapore owned by Mr. Elshan Tang. They are probably one of the most, if not the most successful micro brand that I can think of. And yeah, their pieces are just very original and also very, very high quality. Now, jumping into the specs of this one, we are talking about a 42 millimeter diameter case, 10.5 millimeters width, and that is without including the crystal. If we are including the crystal, we are a little bit thicker, but still under 11 millimeters. So definitely very nice on that one. A big oversized crown with a signed crown with Zelos logo. And you can see that it's also a custom, onion diamond type of thing. 6.7 millimeters, very comfy to use. Definitely a lot of grip, and you can't go wrong with it. Now, a little story with this type of watches. Maybe you know, maybe you don't know, but fleiger watches were made famous during World War II as they were used by the German Luftwaffe. Now, it's obviously a dark part of history, but nevertheless, the watches were great. They are the most iconic watch in the German industry, in my opinion, with big brands like Stowa, Laco, on IWC still producing them. There's obviously more companies like Sin, or you can find also a lot of homages there. Nevertheless, as mentioned, it is a very, very iconic type of watch. Priority in legibility because they were battle oriented, so to say. So it was very important for the pilots to be able to see what they were having. And they had two different type of settings. This is the the type A. The type B is one that you may have seen with two different sets of indexes, but it's not this one. So let's not say anything. Now, the cool thing about this watch, in my opinion, is obviously the dial, because this dial, it's made out of a wing of a Supermarine Spitfire, one of the most famous fighter planes in World War II, a British plane, which you've definitely seen in a lot of war movies. If you haven't, then I would be very, very surprised. And that's probably what I like so much about this watch. I feel like it's a very cool joint venture, so to say, or something like that, of the German design with the British plane. It feels a little bit like harmony, like joining the two different sides of the war, and then from Singapore, which is a very cool third piece to take there. As you can see, it's very, very clean. You have the railroad markers there. You have the minute markers, very small there. I honestly never see them because you don't really need it. Like, look how legible this dial is. It's great. Skeletonized hands, rocket hands, also very unique to Zelos, especially to the Skyraider model, which, by the way, this is version number 2. Version number 1 was a little bit older, a little bit chunkier, a little bit less refined. Nevertheless, it was great. I had a bronze meteorite, which was one of my first grails from Zelos, but then I got the chance to jump into this one, and there wasn't really that much of a competition. This is so unique. This is so cool. Jumping into the specs, because I'm really forgetting about everything. As mentioned, 42 millimeters, then the crown. We're talking about 22 millimeters lock width, and when we are talking about lock to lock, it's 47.8 millimeters on my caliper. Let's just say 48, just to round up that number. An ETA 6498 Elaboré movement, and this is a very cool thing. It is made all custom for Zelos skeletonized movement PVD main plates. You can see also the turbine there on the gear wheels. And there's also a very cool surprise afterwards that I'm going to show you later, because I'm going to try to get some Lume shots in this one. Very limited edition. We're only talking about 50 pieces here. And now going to different thing, the bracelet. Everything is titanium in this watch, and the bracelet is also that. We're talking about a very, very lightweight, very, comfy bracelet. However, I do have to say, and that's jumping right into the things that I'm not crazy about this watch, the bracelet, sometimes I feel like it could be a little bit more flexible. I have seen it get stuck in such a position at one point. I can't really replicate it right now, but definitely, just not my favorite bracelet, even though the design of the links is very, very cool, and it has one of my favorite features in bracelets, which is the micro adjustment on the fly. It's not super buttery smooth as it has been the case with other Zelos bracelets, but nevertheless, that is there. A signed clasp with brushed and sandblasted finish. And by the way, keeping in touch with the fleiger theme, everything in this watch is brushed. So yeah, that's pretty much the watch. Now, the thing that I wanted to show you, and let's get into that. Let me change the watches here. Also something that I don't know if I'm crazy about it or not, but that is the design of the bracelet with these big male end links. My wrist is 6.5 inches or 16.5 centimeters. So you can see that I can pull this off. It's definitely the case, but it does have this thing that I do feel it's not super harmonious, and that is that these end links are, way bigger than the other links, and I just kind of feel like it throws it a little bit out of balance, but maybe that's just me. It also has an interesting thing that, as you can see here, you see the sides of the other links, and it kind of gives it, I'm not going to say a chunky look, it actually feels a little bit like a titanium version of a vintage strap. I'm going to show you that a little bit later, but yeah, that's how it looks. Now, what I wanted to show you about the movement, and we will see if that can be shown properly. Fingers crossed on this one. As mentioned, Swiss movement with all the information there. 1 out of 300. This is for the entire run of Skyriders 2. As mentioned, for the Spitfire, we're only talking about 50 of them. So very, very limited edition. Not really super hard to come by, I would say, but definitely on the hard side. I had to chase this one for almost a year, which, by the way, reminds me, when it comes to prices, the launch price on this one, I believe, was something like $1,499 US. The list price is, $1,599, or let's just say $1,600, which is just, not really something that anybody cares, because it was long sold out by the time it was time to upgrade the price. But you rarely, if ever, see them come around, but sometimes you do, and the price can be all over the place, considering that this is a very special piece. I've seen them anywhere from 1,600 euros to, shy of 2,000K, but that's been a while since that, so I don't know really what to tell you. If I had to put a price on this one, it would definitely be higher, because I can't see myself parting with such a cool piece at any point. I mean, just look at the dial. That's just history there, And you can see that it has been lightly sanded to remove corrosion, but you see all the marks, that just belong to a plane, especially a warplane like the Spitfire. Okay, so now to the thing that I wanted to show you, and fingers crossed that this works properly. I'm going to try to do a quick Lume shot here, but let's start with the cool part, and that is the back of the watch. The back of the watch is also lumed, as you can see there. Maybe you can appreciate it, but the text there is lumed, so you can see that in the night you're never going to see it. except for when you feel like it, and that's the Lume in the watch. Bright as hell, as any fleiger should be, and yeah, that's pretty much clear. You can't go wrong. You will never miss the time in this watch. Such a beautiful piece. Now, the other thing that I wanted to show you on this one, this is my favorite strap for it, because I do believe that although I'm liking the bracelet a lot, especially for summer, it's a very cool addition to have. It's very comfy, and especially with that, yeah, on the fly adjustment. If we're talking about having it on a leather strap, this is just another level, the way that fleigers were supposed to be. Now, originally they were way bigger than what I have here with 42 millimeters, sometimes even 52 millimeters if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, that was because they were meant to be used on top of leather jackets when the pilots were flying. This is not the case anymore, so obviously sizes have been adjusted. Nevertheless, a real fleiger strap usually is way longer than needed, and this is the thing that I wanted to show you. As you can see, this vintage stitching kind of reminds me of how the bracelet looks, but yeah, maybe it's just me. If you do share that opinion, just let me know in the comments. As usual, I do appreciate the comment. I do appreciate any feedback that you can give me. Now, this watch is it's definitely strap monster, and I'm going to show you that briefly. You already seen the two leather straps, which are the clear way of going here. But also, for example, if you don't like bracelets and you want an alternative for summer, one option that you can have is just basically going into the canvas territory. If you can call this strap canvas, I don't know, it's just a nylon strap. I'm going to say canvas maybe. And as you can see, it's just a very nice fit. It looks very good still, a little bit more casual. It can help with the heat. The sweat is not going to be a problem because you just basically can wash it at any time. And moving forward, as you can see, this thing just looks great on any single strap that I can think of. If you want to just dress it up a little bit, you can just put it on black leather. I don't think that crocodile or alligator is an option here, but you can definitely put it on a black leather strap with some padding, and this is again just moving it up a little bit. I do feel like it's classier. I do feel like this can definitely be a good companionship if you're going business casual, if you're having a meeting at work, if you're doing a sales pitch, whatever you prefer. If not, this is definitely not a black tie watch, but it is a watch that you can just wear so much in so different places, even with NATOs, which are not really my thing, but this is actually a smaller one, but you can get an idea of how this watch can look on NATOs, even on different colors. It's just such a versatile colorway. Like gray always goes well with pretty much everything. The black in the chapter ring, in the hands, yeah, it's just great. And then the pop of orange just gives you a little extra versatility. I've even seen people putting these ones on rubber straps, such like this, which again, it's also a good feature. It's also a good mix. So yeah, as mentioned, this is my longest video so far, and I'm pretty sure that you can tell why. I really love this watch. Just look at it, just even like the movement, beautifully decorated, custom with all the information that you want to have there. Hand wound movement, by the way, this is a very old, what means old? It's a very old design of movement, but it's very reliable. It's a staple in the watchmaking industry, and you can pretty much get it serviced everywhere because any watchmaker worth their salt knows how to work on one of these ones. So yeah, guys, it's a little long video compared to what I usually do, and I could go on and on, but let's just keep it like that. You can see that, yeah, I'm wearing this watch. Like, I try to baby my watches, but when you use them as much as I use this one, when you wear them as much as I wear this one, it's just inevitable that some marks are going to get picked up here and there, especially with titanium, because titanium is just a little bit more easy to get marks in than stainless steel. It does heal up quite nice, which if you've never had a titanium watch, it may sound weird, but it's definitely the case that just by some chemical process that I can't really explain, I don't know if it's oxidation or what, it just, yeah, covers up the marks very easily. And then just like this one here, I'm pretty sure that, yeah, in a couple of days, it's just going to be like that. I don't know if you can see there, but that had something kind of like that one, and it's just, yeah, pretty much gets erased. I do know that some people just erase those with some eraser rubber, which is super weird. Never tried, but maybe it works. But yeah, I normally give it a ceramic coating to give it a little extra protection. And that's also another thing that I would have loved this watch to have, and that is the hardness titanium coating. But yeah, you can't have it all. So yeah, I absolutely love this watch. It's fantastic. It's just one of the coolest, again, if not the coolest Zelos piece, in my opinion. I know that, yeah, Zelos has a lot of, yeah, good pieces, and my favorite piece does not necessarily have to be yours, but that is just my opinion. One last thing, and then I will let you go. As you can see, it has a little shaped piece at the end of the cases, which is a lovely feature because it allows for that short lug to lug that you wouldn't think can be pulled off at the 42 millimeters. And it just allows for the strap to go very close to the case, which is also something that, in my opinion, makes it look super well. So guys, once again, thank you for watching the video, especially if you made it this far. Really appreciate it if you leave me a comment, a thumbs up, a subscription, obviously. And I hope to see you again in the next video. Have a great day.